Roll call, please.
Chairman Bonner.
Here.
Vice Chair Dawson.
Here.
Secretary Sienna.
Here.
Judy Bielan.
Present.
Carol Candelora.
Here.
Victoria Lanza.
Here.
Marcina Alfredo.
Here. And we'll salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any visitors?
Chair, before we start, could we
yes.
take a moment of silence for the victims of the Brown University tragedy and things that have happened around the world this past weekend?
And in Sydney, Australia,
In
on
Australia.
Bondi Beach?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank
For our
you.
others. Thank you for reminding us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Do we have any visitors who would like to address the board on any items on the agenda? Okay, anyone? Okay, move on to our recognition.
Ms. Wu, I'll give you the honors.
We are proud to present Mrs. Shannon Slocum as the MBIS and District Teacher of the Year. Shannon is a valuable member of the MBIS community and a trusted member of the Language Arts Department. She excels at building and sustaining meaningful relationships with her students, staff, and families, encouraging and engaging students in their work and collaborating with her colleagues. Ms. Slocum consistently seeks innovative ways to support her students and instill a genuine love of reading and writing. Visitors to her classroom immediately notice a welcoming environment where students feel safe to take risks, share their writing, collaborate, and learn together. She fosters curiosity, confidence, and a strong sense of community in every lesson. Colleagues describe Sharon as an uplifting, approachable, and deeply dedicated teacher who is dedicated to making a positive difference in the lives of those around her. Through her passion for teaching, she inspires students to find their voice through confidence, creativity, and self-expression. We are honored to recognize Ms. Shannon Slocum as our Teacher of the Year.
So I had the privilege. I had the privilege of attending the ceremony on Tuesday evening with the other Connecticut Teachers of the Year at Hartford. It was an amazing group of people coming together to recognize our best and brightest. And we have so many in the district, but I think Shannon, with the interview process when she went through in North Branford, she really stood out. And she's one that we can be really proud of. She connects with all students in the classroom, doesn't matter what their learning levels are. She makes connections and relationships, and that's what makes her so successful. She's very involved in after-school activities. She was elbowing me the other night about, hey, could we start this? Could we do that? Just, as long as it costs me any money, we can do it. But she's been wonderful. She was a great addition to our staff, and we're really proud to have her represent North Branford. So, Shannon.
Congratulations.
This is part of the teacher of the
Watch
year
all the
challenge.
Yes,
If you don't trip on the floor, it's going through.
yeah, that would be a disaster.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
Congratulations.
I recognize you.
Oh,
No, never mind. Congratulations. No.
congratulations.
Both of Shannon's parents were career educators. Mom was a retired special ed teacher and director with 30 years of experience. Dad was a 25-year physical education teacher. So both 75 years.
Very cool.
We're gonna take pictures.
Wonderful.
Tracy,
Very cool. Yep.
Really tall people, yes.
we're doing here.
That's cute.
No video. No, your decision, you do not have to stay with me. Okay. So that's another thing. That's true. Congratulations, Shannon.
Congratulations, that's wonderful.
Well, I was gonna say before we sneak out,
Shannon, before you go,
that my daughter Fiona has Miss Slocum this year, and she has come home every day just excited. Excited to learn, excited about the class. She's like, I'm gonna be a language arts teacher. She just thinks she's the coolest teacher ever, so you are,
Wow.
you're doing it.
That's impressive, right?
Yes, a 7th grader excited.
Yes.
Right? Yep. It's great. So thank you, Miss Slocum.
oh my goodness, the easiest of all. They don't school.
Not all of our teachers.
Right, no. Shannon, thank you.
Thank you. And Scott, you always do such a beautiful job with the flowers.
Oh, I can't take any credit, but yeah, Tyler's leaving, get the road going home, give me so,
Wonderful holiday, congratulations. And now we have our student representatives.
How are you guys?
Good, and you?
All right, so to begin with, we have our Gingerbread Wars, which was December 11th. Oh wait, to begin with, we had our Student Council Senior Citizen Visit, which was December 15th. Members of the North Branford High School Student Council, band, and chorus visited the North Branford Senior Center to spread a little bit of the holiday cheer. Afterwards, we had our Little Leaders Conference. The North Branford High School Dream Team, led by Mrs. LaCroix and Mrs. Babjack, hosted a Little Leaders Conference in the North Branford Auditorium on December 4th for over 80 students from TVES, JHS, ADW Cox Elementary School, which is located in Guilford. Dream Teamers led large and small group activities to teach empathy, communication, collaboration, patience, and self-confidence. Thank you to Dr. Welch for your support of this event as well.
I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Gingerbread Wars and then a unified tournament that we had at our school as well. So Gingerbread Wars was hosted by MBHS on December 11th. It's an annual event that we do, and it was another really great success. We had a really great turnout. People always have so much fun. This event is actually led by the National Honor Society students and advisors. This event brought together families from throughout NB to savor some healthy competition and confectionery mastery. And it was just a lot of fun for everyone. We raised money and it was like a fundraiser. Parallel with that, we have our unified tournament that we hosted earlier on November 19th. Our unified sports team hosted a basketball tournament in the MBHS gymnasium where students from Coggenshaw, Westbrook, and Old Saybrook High Schools joined us for an afternoon of friendly competition and also themed crafting. The event began with our national anthem, sung by NBHS and Transition Center alumni Charles DeBarros, followed by the traditional parade of athletes. Students then played and cheered one another on. All athletes enjoyed pizza to conclude this exciting event. 2 junior students actually organized this tournament as part of their capstone project, which was really great, under the mentorship of our unified sports advisors, Ms. Thurston and Ms. Nealon. If you guys have any questions or comments too, we'd be happy to answer or talk more about anything.
Is that something that's going to continue, the unified sports?
Absolutely. So in the past, we would commonly travel to other high schools and attend events, but we were never really able to do it ourselves because throughout the creation of like the new high school, like our gym went through a lot of work and everything. So this was kind of like the first big event that we hosted, and it was really great because we've been to so many other schools, and now we were able to like share the same invitation.
That's great. That's great.
We heard there were complaints about the length of the Christmas break. It was too long.
Oh, I'm sure. No, I'm sure everyone's excited. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys. Have a nice holiday.
Merry Christmas. Enjoy your
Merry
holiday.
Christmas.
Okay, then I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda of the December 18th, 2025 Board of Education meeting.
Second? Any discussion?
Do we bring this to attention now?
Oh, yes, you can, yes, you can.
Yeah. On page 2, the third line down, Victoria Lanza
The
nominated.
minutes? Is that what you're
Yes,
talking
the
about?
minutes.
Yeah.
Nominated Marcy, and it says vice chair, and as vice chair, and then it said second by Secretary Judy.
I have that in mind too.
Yeah, I don't know if that needs to be, but it was like the only thing
No, it
I
should be
saw
last.
that was, in the- yeah,
It's just a little.
a little typo, that's
Yeah.
all.
change that.
No biggie.
It's not a big deal, yeah. Nope.
If she had said Judge Judy,
No, you said Judge Judy.
We would have
There you go,
been-
kept it.
You would have kept
Don't put it
it.
in Mary's head, it'll be Judge Judy at the next hearing, right?
All
I
right.
did just want to mention before we move on that Mr. Reddick, who has left, Jerome, he was a social worker there and left in the beginning of December, that he was a wonderful member of the Jerome community and he will be missed, and my kids really enjoyed being able to work with him there. So we will miss him, and I'm sure that
Thank
whoever
you.
Miss Parker has put in his place is going to do a fantastic job as well.
yes, we're grateful for his time with us and his accomplishments, and very fortunate that we're transitioning into a new person for the same start time, it looks like, so everything worked, believe me, as well as could be expected in shortage areas.
Good news.
So,
Good news.
very good news. And thank you for recognizing.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Thank you.
Any other thing, any other additions or notifications or recognitions? No? Okay. We'll take our vote on approving the consent agenda. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes unanimously. Okay, then we go to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Under recognition, I just want to shout out to Coach Salvati, who was the New Haven Officials Coach of the Year in football this year for New Haven County. As you are aware, we played in the first round of the Connecticut State playoff system. We lost to Sheehan. We had a 9-1 record during the regular season. We hadn't played in a state tournament game in quite some time, so it's a great accomplishment. So congratulations to the boys. The communications are attached. You've had time to look through them. If there's any questions for any of the administrators, obviously it's a very, very busy time of the year with a number of things going on with the holiday season and trying to get everything done in the next 4 days before the long break. So kudos to what they've been doing and battling the cold and flu season and a number of students coming and going and staff coming and going with it. So everybody's hands on deck. So if there's nothing.
I think we were going to discuss a little bit about the new math books that were being
Okay.
started at the middle school. Do we want to discuss that now? Or?
We can just say that we have transitioned. I know Ms. Dahlstrom isn't here this evening from the middle school, and she's the one who's rolled it out.
Okay.
But just in a nutshell, as part of my goals, we were looking at math scores, specifically at the middle school, and looking for it to possibly trickle down to elementary. So the administrative team has met and has looked at a program that we had used a little bit over during COVID, but obviously when we returned, we got away from it because we were back in person learning, and a number of districts surrounding us have been showing success with it. So we're excited. Tom did a great deal of work for pricing it out, that it was beyond reasonable to do as a trial basis. And they also have it in ELA as well, so I think a lot of the language teachers are excited to bring it on, and we're looking at having it roll down to TDS. So in a nutshell, the students are able to have repetition with whatever skill set they're working on during the day. They go home, it's online for any weakness areas. The teachers and the administrator are then able to go on the next morning and see what's been accomplished and what's success level. And it's really no extra work for the teacher because it's a computer program that's being done. So we're piloting it right now. We think it is going to roll over to language arts. And we've been doing it now for how long?
So we began with language arts and math beginning of the month.
Yeah.
And actually science and social studies would like to jump on as well. That includes them. So it's not a book, it is a computer program that's ancillary to the programs that we are currently running in the school. So it's an additional resource, as Scott said, for the students that does not cause the teachers really any additional burden on them. It's something that allows them to see how the kids are doing in the areas that they believe and that we have received both from Smart Balance and our benchmark that students need practice.
Okay, great.
So really, it's repetition, there's some remediation, and reinforcement for what we're doing in our mainstream curriculum. And that's something that, we've been talking about with more practice. We heard it in conversations with parents about more homework at the lower grades and more repetition of things that we think are of value, and going back and taking a look at, minutes spent in the classroom, what we're doing, and then with homework at night, that it's not going to be overly burdensome for the classroom teacher. It's going to be a quick check and ability for the classroom teacher and the administrator to go on and log every student in to see what they're doing.
And I mean, honestly, the kids, we did something similar years ago already, and the kids revolted. The kids have not, we haven't had any, we had one child who came to us and complained by the end of our conversation. She was doing it, and she met where she couldn't stop. And I said, no, you're done, you can stop. She's like, no, I want to beat my sister. And she kept going.
Wow, so it's self
yeah, it was great.
What's the name of the book?
I was just gonna.
It's IXL. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It really has, but they've come a long way. It's been around since I was in high school years ago, but what they've done and the resources that they now add on, including language arts, social studies, and science, really are things that we could not ask teachers to do in addition to their daily responsibilities.
So when Carolyn's back next one, we'll give another update on what she's seeing. I'll ask her to put together some data.
Positive feedback for it,
Yeah.
from student-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I was curious as when we were gonna see that
Right.
come out.
So creativity and giving more repetition for any areas. We're pushing, we're talking a lot about mastery of the times tables, your math facts.
Right.
That's something we need to go back to. We need to be able to, by 6th grade, by 5th grade, but certainly by 6th grade, mastery. And I always throw out to the language department about writing in cursive and being able to put together your thoughts in cursive. And there's different schools of thought, I understand all that, and I'm not looking to start World War III here, but there's a lot to be said for that when you can take a piece of paper and write it well-written cursive.
Absolutely.
So anyway, to be continued.
Well,
All right.
why can't you write cursive? What's the?
Well, no, you can. A lot of it's
School stopped
gone away.
teaching.
Everything's on keyboard
Right.
and printing.
Okay, good.
And I think everyone would agree, there's nothing like getting a handwritten,
Absolutely.
cursive, beautiful,
Absolutely.
swirling. All right, we'll move on from that.
And you need our constitution.
I bet like our mother's handwriting is perfect, the perfect slant,
Yeah.
the perfect slant and everything in that cursive writing.
It's true. It's good skill.
All right, Martha, from cursive writing to the finance group.
It's also important to learn how to sign your name.
Exactly,
That's it, signature.
exactly.
Kids now just slash.
Yeah, what do they do?
That's what they do. They're like, what is that? It's like a line.
Yeah. That's not ideal.
All right.
So in front of you, you have the financial report. The one I handed out tonight does contain the Family Resource Center and the cafeteria report, so I appreciate your patience as I got that to you. We'll start off with the monthly expenditures for the month of November. We spent almost $2.3 million, of which $1.7 million was all of our certified, and we did have $88,000 for health insurance, and that was for the medical insurance buyout. That is a twice-a-year payment for our employees who are eligible for the buyout and do not wish to participate in our health insurance. Will sign up during open enrollment in the spring, and then they are eligible for a payment. So this payment represents one of two. The second one will happen in the springtime. For the month of December, you'll see, I believe October had November's health insurance payment. So that's why there's nothing to Anthem reflected in the November payment, because it depends when we process the check and when we send it out is when you see it. There was, jumping to the second page, under Transportation 510, you'll see a $15,411 expenditure. That was for athletic transportation for both the intermediate and high school sports. We had a tuition payment for $139,262. The majority of that payment, over $135,000, was our portion to the Shoreline Adult Education, and that funds our mandated adult education program. We do expect to get between $45,000 and $55,000 back from the state, which would bring our expenditure to close to about $100,000. I have no idea when that money will come through, but it will come through at some time during the year. For now, we paid the entire amount, and that's why if you look at that line, you might see that the adult education line in particular is over. In addition, there was almost $3,600 to for a magnet school tuition payment that we did. On the last page, under workbooks 645, you'll see a $12,364,000 expenditure. That is for the program that Scott was just talking about for the intermediate school mathematics. And then we did also spend approximately $400 for a backpack vacuum cleaner at Totucket for the custodians to use. So that is the number that you'll see under equipment. If we jump to the year-to-date report,
I just want to say, on
Yes.
this, on the last page of the monthlies, it says,
Yes.
in the summary, it says October 2025, that should be November.
yes, it should. That's my error.
Okay, move on.
For year-to-date, just under billable, I neglected to include that on your report. If you look at the report from Munis, you'll see the billable is at a negative $19,150. The billable is for all the salaries that we charge out, meaning if they do, if for our employees who do after-school enrichment, or maybe if somebody rented the gym or something. So it's all those salaries that are paid by other organizations other than us. We run them through our payroll system, and then we reach out to the respective school, if it's after-school enrichment or whomever, and we get that money back. So that $19,000 is coming back to us, and you'll see as we go through time, that number will fluctuate. It'll decrease, and then if we need to charge somebody else, that number will increase again. Under substitute, our substitute custodian line through November 30th is $48,486. That is due to summer work, coverage for vacations, and the heavy use at the high school all contributed to this. In addition, we had 2 open positions on our custodial staff, which were filled mid to late September. So assuming that the majority of the the substitute salary hopefully will even out now and not increase too much more.
May I interrupt for 1 second?
Yeah.
Have we started the team cleaning yet?
We have not, we are going to. The 2 just came on and they worked actually, 4 or 5 months at the high school together. So I think they're well enough versed right now that we could start that. I think what we would do to kick it off is one from the middle school would come over and assist the high school. That seems to be our area right now with square footage. We have a pretty good crews in the other 2 buildings, and we're finding that the buildings are meeting the standard, but the high school is in need of a little more manpower. Okay. So that would be the initial move. We'll probably start that when we return from break.
Okay,
Because we've been kind of saying that that's going to help this line item.
Yeah,
I've been watching it, it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful that, as that starts, we won't need so many substitutes.
Right.
That was the plan from what.
That is the plan.
Okay, thanks.
The overtime, the biggest expense was the overtime. We're looking to cut the overtime way down. But when we have custodians out for illness or for other reasons, we obviously have to bring in the custodians. I think we bring them in at $16 an hour.
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage.
$16.35.
So when there is a custodian out that's making twice that amount, it's better than having another custodian get overtime to cover that shift.
Right.
And in the past, that's what we were seeing. We were getting a lot of custodians.
Well, because there's some contractual language that's a little gray too, right?
Right, right. But I think we're in a good place.
Okay.
And again, we had to make difficult decisions with staffing, and that's an area that, we had to get a little lean on.
Okay, I'll remain hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
let's
saw
get
that
that
those who were in the auditorium walkthrough tonight, you saw a gentleman going through. So the plan would be when he would complete that part of the auditorium, he would just continue on to the high school and pick up a section there. So that's who we're targeting for, picking up that part of the building as well.
Okay. Jumping to health insurance, you'll see that in the year-to-date number here. In December, health insurance payment to Anthem was made, so when I run the report for you next month, you'll be able to see that pulled out in the monthly. And also there is the $88,000 medical buyout that we just spoke about. There is no transportation expenditure. Just wanted to draw your attention to the fact that last month's expenditure was our annual contractual payment to our vendor. The only thing now that you'll see going forward are athletic events, anything for outsourced transportation, and anything for a field trip. So there was a question regarding the negative right now that's sitting on our student transportation line, whether or not that would be requested by you to move money or move expenditure from general fund over to Fund 25. But at this point, we're going to wait on that because if there's any funds that become available on other lines closer to the end of the year, I would prefer to transfer from those lines into the transportation account to cover it rather than moving expenditure over to Fund 25. So if it's okay with you, we're just going to play a waiting game for a few months and see what happens. In regard to the 2% account or Fund 25, there is a balance in there right now of $754,083.29. This is made up of our general fund balance as of June 30th, 2024, and the $86,000 that we had reported on May 23rd. That number of 86,000 also was illustrated on the audit draft. So our numbers always balance to the audit, and now I have confirmation.
Kudos, Martha, because you were right, you were spot on with these numbers.
Thank you.
You were spot on.
So we will wait for the June 30th, 2025 audit to be complete. Hopefully within the next month or so, we'll have a figure for that, which will be added to the $754,000.
Is that a December 31st deadline, or is it a January?
I believe the state changed
January.
the date from December to January, so it should be within the next month
At the
or
last
so.
town council meeting, they anticipated the end of January.
We hope so. Yeah, we were watching.
But you are correct, prior to
It was
this year,
December.
it was December 31st that audits had to be reported to the state by.
All right.
Okay, in regards to Family Resource Center, as I mentioned, the report is attached at the back of your packet. It's the very last one. And right now, we're looking at a Net profit, which includes encumbrances, right now at $36,000. As you know, that number will change based on expenditures that are not yet listed in here. So even though it's listed as net profit, I mean, it's extremely variable at this point in time because the revenue there represents a month ahead and there's no salaries encumbered. So you just have to take it with a grain of salt at this point. In regard to the food service.
Oh, just a quick question on
Yeah.
that one. Do they anticipate being able to cover the health insurance like they did last year? Or we don't know?
We would hope so, but I'll be honest, I haven't done a projection yet
Okay.
specifically on that.
Okay. All right, thank you.
In regard to food service, we're showing right now a profit of $36,000, but again, it's the same scenario. Parents put money on the students' accounts, and the salaries are only showing year to date. There is no encumbrance there. We did have, in regards to the food service, there was 12,361 meals, lunches served for the month of November, which is a decrease from the
It's a short
November.
month. That's a short month. We have like.
We had break, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving break.
Veterans Day.
No,
Oh,
not Veterans Day, Election Day and the day before.
Yeah, so.
And so that
That
makes
is
a lot of
That's
days off.
true, but
That cuts
when you compare it to November of
Yeah.
last year, we are down.
Oh, okay.
In regard to the school, to the breakfast at the high school, we served 935 breakfast meals, and at the intermediate, we did 365. The breakfast at the high school actually is an increase over last November, so we are seeing participation in that program, which is nice.
And I heard that the visiting chef was a hit.
Yes, it was.
So they loved it.
Yeah, I think
Chico's more excited than the kids.
I think they definitely have
He wears
plans in
the-
the works to continue.
The hat, the
that.
outfit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
loves it.
Any questions?
I would, it may go to Tom now, I'm not sure.
Sure.
The program that we have at the middle school, moving that to Totucket as well, would that increase the cost?
The cost was the year was not for IXL. That was for.
Oh, my mistake.
That's the textbook program they use.
Okay.
IXL, please don't quote me on this, I believe we paid $500 for a trial for starting about a month ago through the end of this school year. And that included fifth grade at Totucket as well as all of the middle school for $500.
Okay.
So obviously next year, the increased cost we were buying out.
Thank you.
I have a question on the, that last column where it says percentage used. Should we be?
Which report are you on?
I'm sorry, the year-to-date.
Year-to-date,
budget
yeah.
report. Should we be concerned with the ones that are higher, like 143.9 and 101 or 128, you know, that kind of thing?
Well, if you take, that column also includes encumbrances.
Okay.
So if there's funds there encumbered for the remainder of the year, such as life insurance, it's taking that entire encumbrance into consideration in addition to the expenditures that are already there.
Okay.
So that's like worst case scenario.
Okay.
And then as the months go on, whatever we don't need for, say, life insurance for the month of January due to changes in staff or whatever, then you'll see that liquidation and that number will change from month to month.
From month to month.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That's why it's so important to encumber things along the way, and to make sure our requisitions are in the system prior to anything bought, because that's really the only crystal ball I have. If requisitions aren't put into the system, and I know a lot of people don't understand this, they think, oh, well, what's the big deal? Well, it's not a big deal if there's only one not in the system. But if everybody forgets to put 1 or 2 in. As those accumulate, it becomes a big deal.
Funds get depleted and
Yep.
Yeah, you don't know what's.
No, you
where
don't know. And that's the only thing that I have.
Yeah, so it's like, you know that those are gonna be expenses, so you
Yes.
put that money aside.
Exactly.
It's kind of safekeeping.
Exactly.
And there's- Okay.
All right, if there's no questions or further questions, Tom, Tools for School, if you want to come up to the desk here. Tom is the liaison of the district for air quality control officer, walking through the
That's a new
buildings
hat. Is that a new hat?
with the team.
No, this is not a new hat. Last December, we had this exact same talk. One of our state mandates is that every December now, I have to come to you and tell you that we completed the EPA Tools for Schools checklist. That's for transparency purposes. I will say that process has changed a lot over the years. That used to be a much larger process with a full school team doing many checklists, walking around the building. That has been pared down to about 5. It is predominantly focused on facilities-based type things like pest control, HVAC, things like that. I will also say that this has changed a lot over the years, where now there are kind of redundant processes happening. So we have outside contractors coming in looking at our HVAC systems. We have an outside contractor coming in to do pest control, for example. But in their infinite wisdom, the state of Connecticut is still asking us to do these checklists, which we will dutifully do. So part of that is I have to inform you by December 31st that we completed them, which we have. There is nothing of note besides normal kind of maintenance that needs to be done. John Florio is doing all of those things. This will be submitted to the state. It will be posted on our website for the public to view should they want to. And that is really our obligation. Any questions or concerns?
Thank you.
So in a nutshell, teachers walk the building with the administrator, with
Correct.
Tom, and there's a checklist, and they go through like we have done with our buildings.
Very simple, yes.
Just like we're doing.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, guys. Yep.
Okay, under D, calendar, we're going to need a vote on the 26-27 calendar. As you can see, the big thing was the April vacation, and that seemed to align with many neighboring districts, and we get our teachers group involved with that, and you're never going to make everyone happy with the week you select, but this year it seemed to be the most popular vote for April vacation. The start date and the end date, as you can see, we get out on June 7th next year.
That's great.
And we're consistent with the other holidays with being in school on Veterans Day, and our staff development is highlighted in yellow and spread out. So that's what we're looking at for next year.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is it possible to get a 2-year plan ahead?
It's a lot to get a 1-year plan with
I've had people come and ask us that. I'm just putting it out there.
We used to do it 2 years.
They're
Yeah,
asking
and
for- and I said, I'll
We
do
did a
this.
couple times when we were late getting the one calendar
We
out. We
did it
ran
too.
late and then we just did 2, but it was a lot and we ended up having to change things
A
in
lot
the
of things
second
were
year
around
because it was so
April.
far ahead. Right, and we
So
ended up
it-
having to change things and that makes people a little bit more
Upset, too.
upset than if
So the people that were asking said it was because of planning vacations.
Yeah.
And, financially, when you plan ahead, it's a little bit better to plan a little farther ahead.
Right.
So,
But then if
It-
it changes,
then if it changes, they're really upset,
because it was
because
And the
it's
biggest,
happened.
for us, it's, well, what day do we start? Because we go back usually before the holiday. And then when that April break is, so it's it's difficult 2 years out to look. And then that April break is a lot of where the people are going away. That's the time where they want to go south or whatever, wherever they're going. Christmas is pretty consistent around, Christmas Eve we're off, and then usually one day after the New Year's, or if it's in the middle of the week, we'll go back that next day. So it really, it's where it lies, and then with the teachers' input and, the administrators, and then finding, that
It's
spot.
not as easy as it sounds.
I'm sure.
I had one question, one comment, one question. I love the fact that we'll be back in school a little bit before Labor Day. Sometimes you go in for 2 days and you're off 3 days, and
Right.
I really think that felt really well. My question is about October. Having the Monday off for Columbus Day, go back in Tuesday, and then be out again on Wednesday. I know it was the same this year. I just wondered if there was any pushback from parents about that, if that PED might be better moved to the 21st.
For the
I
shortened
just was-
day, you mean?
Yeah,
It's the shortened day.
Right.
Right.
but it just seems like an unusual, like you're out, then you're in, then you're in a half a day, then you're. Was there any comments about that last year from parents?
We haven't gotten any
Okay,
pushback
so
for
then
that.
It was the only thing that kind of stuck out to me a little bit.
Right, because
As
we
long as there
tried,
were no complaints, then,
we try to be consistent with those professional half-days
Right.
around
I realized that, yeah.
buildings and what they're, doing and collaborating and.
Okay, thanks.
Then I'll make a motion to approve the North Branford Public Schools 2026-2027 school calendar as submitted.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? There are none.
Okay, thank you. Under town manager, really, we want to wish Michael Downs the best. I know that he is moving on, and we certainly appreciate his support his time here in North Branford. The communication committee date that we had worked out was the 6th at 5:30. So I just wanted to just put that out there again.
January 6th?
January 6th. So I'm going to I'm going to pass around the community assignments that we have right now. If everyone could take a look at it, and then anything that's highlighted in red or a blank space, if we can just go through, just to make sure we're all looking at the same document and everyone is on board. And then I'm going to further complicate things with the board retreat that we are going to reschedule. I have 8 dates starting from January 6th. Ladies, you're dealing with a male who is trying to do calendars right now. So starting with January 6th through the 29th, and then coming up with a date. These were the dates the attorney is definitely available to do the board retreat. So if we can come to some sort of agreement on the best date, all right? And then if you want to kind of quickly look at your books or whatever. So if you want to take a look at the committees and see what you think. Am I missing anything that's...
I'm just checking.
Yeah, Vicki, I was looking, I thought you had another assignment besides pension. Did you have, aren't you on policy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But now there's
Okay,
what?
it doesn't, so we need to
Yeah,
remove.
Vicky's on policy, so, okay,
But we
That's
need to
not what it
remove
says here.
Kim and put Victoria there.
okay. And you've been on that, Vicky, so, yep, okay.
So I just wanted to speak to the communication committee. I know we do have that open spot there, and I just would like to kind of say that I am interested in that. It's something that I've really been pushing for and trying to work toward for quite some time now. I think this is going to be a very important committee for us moving forward as we try to work together better with the town council and have some hard conversations so that we can be in a better position for each of us. And I'm just saying that I would like to be on that committee.
I know. I think everyone wants to be on that committee. So this is, and I've been talking to various members and everyone seems to want to be on it. I don't know how it would work if we said it was an open meeting and anyone could show up.
I thought it was an open meeting. It's not?
It is.
It is. I said it's an open meeting.
But who can participate, that's right.
Right, so
But to be honest with you, you're the board chair. You can go to every committee meeting.
Right.
So we could move you, Marjorie, off, and if we want to, if you stay on, because you're the board chair, you go to every meeting.
And I can still participate.
Yeah. And then if you have 3 people that want to do it, then we plug in 3 names.
Well, we have Marcy wants to do it.
Right.
Marcy's on it, right?
Yes.
So we have Marcy, Marjorie, and Judy.
Right, but so they're saying for me to come off because I'm kind of an ad
To
hoc
open up, to
member.
make up
If
another
someone-
opening.
My
You're
only
an ex
point is,
officio
if
member of
somebody,
every committee.
if somebody else wants to get on,
Right.
and we want to have 4, we can do that because you're
Okay.
And
So chair,
I'm
you're
not
on
sure
every
that ex
committee.
officio is a voting member.
Is a voting-
But there's no voting.
There's no
There's
voting.
no voting.
It's just
I'm
communication.
just
Right.
saying, in this
Right.
particular case, it would matter in another meeting.
Okay.
It might.
So
Well, no,
that's,
subcommittees, there's no voting in subcommittees.
Well, decision making, I'll say.
Oh, okay, there's no voting. It's-
All right, so,
Okay.
But for
so I
decision,
still have a seat at the table. I'm not like in the audience or anything.
right,
Okay.
right.
All right, so that's fine with me. I can do that, so whoever else
And I'd like to do it too. I don't know if anyone else that wants to.
And these are gonna be in the evening for the most part?
Looks like 5:30.
After
So-
work hours.
Yeah.
For this is for the workshop, and it says January 6th. Is that the same day as the meeting?
Yeah, so we'd have to
can I cross that one off?
strike the 6th.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't
Yeah.
miss here.
That was her available dates in January.
Okay.
So
Okay.
for us, strike the 6th.
Who else got those dates? I didn't get the dates.
That's-
Coming around, yes, I had, okay.
Question. I'm sorry, I
That's
didn't mean to
all right.
sidetrack.
So that's,
So then it would be us then,
yes.
right? Because
So
then
let's just put
either
that in there.
Judy
Let's
or I
put-
would take
Beth?
her spot and
Yeah.
have the extra space.
Let's
And
do,
then-
so we'll put Judy and Kim, and
Does
I
that
will,
work?
yeah. And I will be
For everybody?
as an ex
Ex
officio.
officio. Yep.
Okay.
All right, any other? Wellness is good, transportation, permanent projects, going to stay Beth and Kim. I'm just going in reverse order. Building, committee, Beth, Marjorie, yeah. ACES, we didn't have a taker for ACES during the day. Policy, we know we added Vicky. Pension, Beth, then Vicky's the alternate. Curriculum instruction, Carolyn, Beth, those are the two? Okay. Budget operations, Marjorie, Judy, Marcy as an alt. Negotiations, Marcy, Margaret, Carolyn as an alt.
When does curriculum meet?
Before this meeting.
Right
So
before
those,
this.
so on those dates,
At
too,
5:15
you have to
before
put
the
on
meeting.
So if they're board,
Thursday.
if they're board nights, I can go back and look,
Okay.
then we can adjust the times on.
Okay.
Because she's flexible in when she can get it. But I think, for the most part, everyone here, after
I hate to do it on a board night, because then I feel like if we did the retreat,
Yeah, we can stay away from
then
the
I
board
feel
night.
like we're gonna be rushed, you
Right.
know, to get to the meeting on time.
So-
and I'd rather do it on a separate night. I mean, I'll be flexible on the nights, I just would rather not do it on a board night, yeah.
So cross out if it's the
The
night of our
29th?
January board meeting.
It's the
Cross
third
out.
Thursday we meet.
So that
Correct.
would be,
Oh, wait, hold on,
Thursday,
wait, 1, 2, I didn't scroll, 1, 2, 3, the 22nd.
22nd.
Oh,
It's
we
not
don't
even
have
here.
it. Ah,
Yep.
perfect.
All right?
You did well.
Listen,
Do we need a third person for curriculum? Because I can hop on there if nobody else wants to.
where you at?
That would be great.
Oh, it's Carolyn and Beth.
But there's a third.
Judy, didn't you go?
I did,
She
I
stepped
came off
off.
to go onto the budget committee.
Oh.
She stepped
Does
down.
anyone want to come on as a third?
That's
Vicky
what they
said.
said.
Didn't you just bring it up?
Yes.
John, tell me that? Cool, who are you? All right, I'll put you in. Thank you. All right, Vicky's going on.
Thank you, Vicky, that's great.
All right,
I was worried because you're only on there once, I was like, wait a minute.
okay.
As an alternate.
I think I have the committee assignments check in the book, and then when that continues to go around, we're going to continue on, and you can look at dates, and then I'll revisit that, and I'll just kind of go through some of the things that are left over here.
All that's left is permanent project.
Right, so I'm going to read a letter from our supervisor, the superintendent of Gilbane, Lamar. Okay, the project is complete and all systems are operational. All record closeout items have been finalized and are ready for turnover to the town. So there's two big existing things that we're working on, actually three, I'll name the third. Glass replacement, as you know, we went back to replacing a number of glass pieces. There's only 12 left to be replaced, and they want to complete that during Christmas break. That's their goal, and you've heard that at the meetings, correct? The green roof, our outdoor garden on the third floor. The town's third-party consultant has completed flood testing on the green roof. We are actively working to locate the current drip in the media center. Depending on the scope, this may require removal of pavers and planter boxes on the green roof to identify the source. So that's ongoing. And listen, the biggest thing with any job is water. We have to keep water out of that building. So they're developing a timeline, and we'll notify the group accordingly on that as well. A third thing, in the gymnasium, they did not put window tint on the south side of the building, so we can't play or do activities during a sunny day when it's coming in. It's dangerous. I've seen it with kids running in different directions, they'll run into each other. So it's out to bid right now from the Permanent Project Committee for tinting of that one side of the building, and we're hoping to get that done in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would think. I know a couple have bid on it, and it's their availability. You have to get the tint and then get in and put it up. It's, you know, it's with a lift to get in there to do it. They'll probably go on the outside of the building, not the inside, which will be better for us. So we're in our winter season now. We have, you know, boys and girls basketball going on right now. Youth sports are in there, so it gets a lot of activity, and it's a absolutely beautiful addition. We just need to tint the windows, a minor thing. So that's the update on the building. All right, and committee.
Can I just add that it's the floor in the girls' locker room is not done.
Right.
Omar said it was. It is not done.
Okay.
And
So
Kim and I looked,
email.
and a couple of the guys are going to go back in and check.
Okay.
That is not.
So that's still outstanding.
Yes.
And I think they're going to tint the inside of the windows just because of the weather, because of the temperature. That's what they brought up, is saying that the inside, right?
I'm sorry?
The tinting the inside of the windows?
Yes, that would be the easiest
Inside.
way, yeah.
Okay, so they'll have to work out the scheduling.
Yeah.
I spoke to New Haven Glass. They thought they were going to do the outside. I don't know if they're going to win the bid or not, but when they do that, that'll come up in the
But they're getting,
conversation.
yeah, they're getting costs, but
Right.
they thought the inside might be the easier way to go.
Right. It's the biggest thing is getting a lift into that area now with everything enclosed, up high enough that you can do that, but that's up to them to do.
Okay.
All right.
All right, committee reports. Negotiations, there was no meeting. Budget and operations, no meeting. Curriculum and instruction. Let's take curriculum and instruction.
You want to do it?
You want to do it?
Huh? You want to do it?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I didn't really take fabulous notes, I'm out of practice. We met tonight at 5:30 or 5:15, and we learned that there was the curriculum landscape map on the website. So if you want to get an overview of what the high school offers, is it all the schools? All the schools. You could go on that website, it's open to the public. With the high school, they're doing a new culinary class that's under humanities and STEM. And within that, there's like different studies you can do. You can do like American food and like, is it history, culinary, or like Italian food or different. And we went over a new class that's being offered that's like an aquamarine study. Well, they'll be studying the sound. And then there'll be field trips and a few field trips incorporated with that and just learning about the sound. So, is there anything else you want to?
Just that there's curriculum maps available to be seen somewhere on the website, I'm not sure where. And then there was a little discussion on the culture of thinking in action that we were briefed about that they're doing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me 1 second. Before we do this, just make sure, the end of January, I think we have a couple of budget workshops.
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
So, yeah, just check on the budget workshop dates before you pick one.
Well, we'll look mid-January, it sounds like. Third week is board meeting, January late,
I
so.
thought it was February.
Yeah, I thought it was
Workshops.
February.
February is, what, the 11th?
The 4th and the
4th and the
11th. We
11th.
don't have one in January?
No.
It's
Okay.
February.
I only have it down as February.
So
January's
anytime in
still open.
January is pretty much,
Okay.
except for the Monday.
Okay.
There was one Monday in there.
So they're the 4th and the 11th. I have one in January.
It's 26 now. No, I don't have it down for January.
Okay.
Oh,
Must be
no,
something
that's the
else.
4th.
All right, we can move on to pension. Was there a meeting?
There was a meeting. Okay.
December meeting.
All right, so there was various pension requests mostly fire, police. And there was a presentation of the actuary variations for the three plans, the police, the fire, and the Board of Ed. There was also an annual investment returns, which are very good. They're staying the course. And then there was a review of RFPs, and an award was made to USI for the pension consultant. There's very few.
Is that a change in the consultant?
Yes, it is. There's very few in the Board of Ed. Most of it is for fire and police, the plans.
I thought the teacher's pension is, I could be wrong.
No, this is.
Is it for the state? Is it with the state?
Yeah, this is
correct?
the teachers.
Okay.
This is for custodial and.
Okay. There's not that many left on the
No,
pension
there's-
plan.
no.
Do we have any teachers on that still?
No, not in this group, no.
Okay.
Teachers have their own.
Yeah, no, I know, I just didn't know from.
No.
All right.
Yeah, no, there might be a few custodians.
And then we're going to stick with Beth for the policies.
All right, so I have the following policies for a second read. So I'd like to approve policy P 2250, family and medical leave as submitted.
I'll second.
Any discussion on that? Questions or anything? Okay. Seeing none, we can make the motion to approve. Anyone want to take that? To make a motion to approve that?
I just did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's been seconded already.
All right, sorry. All right, so
Vote.
there's no questions. Take the vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none. Motion carries.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve policy P 4010, fundraising policy as submitted.
I'll second. Any questions on that?
I do have some concerns about this.
Okay.
First of all, I think that the changes that were made were a really great step in the right direction compared to what the policy was before. But there are still a few things that I'd just like to, bring to your attention, and if you agree, maybe bounce it back for a little bit more work. So my first concern is the use of the word fundraising. There are so many different ways that parents are asked for money through our schools. There's PTO fundraisers, there's PTO events, there's school activities, school pictures, instrument rental, collections for charity, outside organizations, passive fundraising like box tops. So there's a lot of ways that people are asked to contribute money. So I would like us to consider including a definition of these in the policy, as is done in some other policies, to make sure that it's clear, along with a determination of how each of these groups are allowed to raise money in our school. So who can come in, and if you're an outside activity, are you raising money independently, or are you in conjunction with the school? I think that there's just some gray areas still that we want to maybe think about and consider. The second thing is the fundraising forms. I've asked about this previously, and I was told that the form is used by most schools, but everyone should be using the fundraising forms, in my opinion. It's the only way that we can be certain that the monies raised in our name are properly tracked and accounted for. And at any fundraiser, that means that the designated adult would be able to provide the paperwork that they are an official fundraiser that was approved by the schools. I'm concerned about fundraisers that may be taking place without consent, but are still considered by the public to be being done in our name. So for example, a bake sale or a car wash where kids are out on the street with signs, and if tragically one of those children was hit by a car or something, like what would that mean for us if we didn't, or if we did say, yes, this is a good fundraiser. So I really believe those forms need to be done for each and every fundraiser. That's just my opinion. I also think we need to look at fundraising frequency, and I'm not just talking about PTO fundraisers, but every fundraiser. We've been in school this year 76 days, and we have had 81 fundraisers as a total. When I broke them up by school, I even looked at, if I did the bare minimum, how much I would have spent as a parent. It's a lot of money. We're asking for a lot of money. So I believe we need to look at language that focuses on the frequency that we hold fundraisers or school activities or things that require payment. The number presently taking place, I believe it's going to definitely create some parent fatigue and exhaust support from our school and local community. In addition, I think we We need to consider that we have a growing free and reduced lunch population. We've just had a revaluation in our town, and there's a potential for some pretty high increases in people's health insurance premiums coming our way. So I believe that we really need to look at a bigger picture and set some limits on how we move forward with fundraising. But again, as I said in the beginning, I think that the changes that were made are amazing, and they're very black and white. So these were just the 3 things that came to mind as I was kind of reading through it.
With the fundraising concerns that we had prior to this, we met as an administrative team with our attorney to go through our policy, and we had a detailed data sheet of every fundraiser in the district, and then we went through, and every administrator was charged with checking off which ones are actually school related and which ones are not. The majority of our fundraising is from our clubs, our activities, teams that do their fundraising on their own. So we really wanted to drill down and find out specifically who's doing what, how often, and what is the burden on the classroom teacher. And from the elementary, when I say elementary, pre-K 5, there wasn't the opinion that the teachers were coming in saying it's too much, it's too much, it's too much. That they've done a really nice job of recognizing where we're at. I wish we didn't have to do fundraising, to be honest with you. I wish we didn't have to charge to play sports. I wish we didn't have to have an activity fee. But right now, we have some parents in the town that if they have 2 children and they're playing multiple sports, or activities, are paying close to $500 just to wear North Branford on their jersey. And I struggle with that, and then these fundraisers are going towards things that a lot of them are for sports, equipment, and other things that, they want to do. So it's not easy, and I understand exactly all of your points that you're bringing forward, and I know one of the things that the group worked with was consistency in the forms that were created that we were using to make sure that they look the same, they feel the same, and they are the same.
Or that they're being done.
Right. So, a lot of work went into it.
Parent fatigue, had Judy mentioned, feeling like.
It's the world we live in. I don't know, what channels you watch, but everything is $19 a month.
They take dance class outside of here, they're fundraising.
I don't, and that's,
Yeah.
and the issue, we had one fundraiser that was done by 2 schools, the very same fundraiser, or to a group at one school and a whole school. So
Right.
that's why I like the move towards, everything coming to you that's anticipated more than
Right.
$1,000. But it's just a lot. I mean, I don't think you should be coming home with the request for all this money. And it's easy to say that a fundraiser is optional, but I taught for many years, as have some people here, and you see the disappointment on the faces of the children who don't get the prizes for having done the highest fundraiser. We talk a lot about SEL and climate and things of that nature. This plays into it. Don't kid yourself that it doesn't, because it really does. The kid that doesn't come in wearing a hat because they didn't have the dollar, or their parents. So it impacts children. It really does. So again, it's just my thoughts. If people don't agree, we can certainly move forward. But I just felt like there were a couple more just little things that could be tweaked by the committee. Legally, the policy is great as it stands. I just question, as a district, do we want to be asking people for so much money all the time?
So how do you want to handle that? Do we want
Well,
to make some changes to this
I
policy?
also had 2 questions that I wanted to ask on this policy,
Okay.
just for clarity. Under criteria for fundraising activities, number 2 states for the benefit of educational programs, student groups, or extracurricular activities. So let's say, for example, PTO is raising funds and they're going to use those funds for the middle school dance or the summer special dance at your own. Would that be okay still with this verbiage?
they're doing it on their own. They're doing it outside of our regulations. The baseball club says, I want to raise money for a new pitching diamond.
Okay.
Go ahead. I mean, it's really hard for us to regulate that. We sell advertising, all these sports groups. Look at all the banners around the football stadium. Look at the batting cage, and it's been going on for a very, very long time. It's hard to regulate those types of things. We had, I think, a very healthy conversation about, the number of events that we control that happen within our schools that we're responsible for based on this language. And I think we pared it down as best we possibly could. And we have control, and anyone jump in, my administrative team with.
Everyone that fundraises in our building has to fill out a form and has to go through us, and we approve it or disapprove it. Many of our fundraisers are targeted to different sets of parents.
Right.
So they're not all being asked for money every single time. They're targeted.
Right.
So if it's for sports, it might be for the kids on the basketball team. So we don't ask everyone for money, it's just from those people. If it's for warm-ups for those kids, it's those parents. So I would say that that's what we're very careful of, that the whole school isn't being asked. Like if we're going to the trip to Washington, there's 3 fundraisers, 2 in 7th grade, and well, 1 in the beginning and 2 during 7th grade. So those are things that parents normally do, quite honestly, outside of North Branford. So, I mean, these are things that we make sure do not overwhelm our parents. We take into account how many of the fundraisers overlap the audiences. So, I'd say that we do take into account how many requests are going out to parents.
I had 2 selling the same thing. I had 2 selling pasta in the same school, and one asked me, I wanted to buy pasta. I said, sure, pick the ones you want, and I'll buy them, and you can have them. And then I said to my other one, I said, you didn't ask me to buy pasta. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I asked my daughter, she goes, I'm not doing that one, Mom. I'm not doing it. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was that, you know? I mean,
I do think when you look at it from a school level, that the school is looking at that larger picture, but I think maybe the district isn't. Because the 7th grade pie fundraiser, for example, for the 8th grade field trip, they're doing that now, came out the same exact time Totucket had the same exact pie fundraiser. So I have, as a parent, I have a kid at Jerome, I have a kid at Totucket, I have a kid at the middle school, and what is asked of us overlaps quite a bit. So I don't think it's so much the school level, I think it's more a bigger discussion of the district.
At my PAC meetings with the PTOs, I mean, they kind of go at it a little bit about turf territory and the calendar. And that's what we get into a lot of times, because the best time to sell a pie is pre-Thanksgiving, not after.
Right.
So, and they were even getting into it about, well, and I'm like, oh boy, let's. So, yeah, I get it, but it's PTO.
Yes. My other question on this is, under handling of funds, it says within 5 business days of collection, any funds collected by school-sponsored organization shall be deposited into the school activity fund. Is that considered PTO, school-sponsored organization?
Well, if it's outside of our fundraising, no, we don't.
Then no.
We don't, yeah,
Okay. Because I was curious, because I know they
Like
have
the-
bank accounts and it doesn't go.
Yeah,
But that
baseball.
fundraiser still has to be approved by us, so there is
An overlap.
they're not independent. The bylaws for Jerome Harrison and Totucket Valley have the principal as part of their executive board, and the principal attend the meetings, and they have a pre-meeting. So it's easy to say they're independent, but they're really not. They're representing us in many ways. And again, I'm not just talking about PTO fundraisers. I'm talking about, school pictures and book fairs and things like that come right after each other. It just seems to me like it's something we could look at.
I don't disagree. Those are my 2 questions on the language.
Okay.
So legally,
where are we?
the language is
Legally, the language is fine.
fine.
It's just a matter of
philosophically
verification
of
for, right.
where you think you want to be.
I think, what didn't you say that kids, if they didn't have the dollar, they could still wear the hat?
Oh, we never say.
Well, it's easy to say that,
But
it doesn't always.
the child may not get that message.
Correct.
And like when
when
there's
they're
a
doing
field
the-
trip that's $185 and your family
And you
can't
can't
afford that,
go.
there's maybe only a handful of kids left at school, it's very much felt that you are.
Well, we would never say no to a field trip either. There's kids that opt not to go, like on the 8th grade trip, I think,
Yes.
15 or 20 kids didn't go. And it wasn't because of, there's various.
That's where those fundraisers happen. We have had numerous kids go completely free to an $800 field trip by
Right.
raising the money through those fundraisers.
Right, and we would never say no.
And
to-
again, I'm not opposed to the fundraising.
No.
I'm opposed to the amount of times we're asking people for money. It's a lot. And I
it's
think,
really hard to police though. I think
I
that's
understand
really,
that.
really, really hard to police.
I get that, but I think we need to do a better job.
Do you think just communicating with parents around fundraising?
Has anyone reached out to parents to say, hey, are we asking you for too much money? Are all these things we're doing important enough to you to fundraise this many times? We've never asked the parents. We're assuming what they think. I could be dead wrong. They could be fine. I'm just bringing up a concern.
So that might be something that could be done to maybe just help communicate that they're absolutely optional, and are we overburdening the parents?
Yeah.
Is that something that the teachers or the buildings want to take on, or are we just?
Well, we control what we control with our own fundraisers. I mean, I think the baseball, football, and the basketball team and the others, they're gonna have a difference of opinion, and those parents, they don't hesitate to pay that
Yes.
high money. I mean, they send their kids to play AU for $1,000 or $1,500.
Oh, we can't make that assumption about every
Well, no,
family.
but I'm saying,
I
if you
understand
do
that. There are
apples to
some that
apples
do,
and apples
yes.
to oranges, I mean, the money going out for other things, and it's astronomical. You know, so I don't think it's gonna be a clear cut. We can ask the parents and just get input through a survey monkey on the frequency, but I think if we start to split hairs with, I don't know where we're gonna go with it.
And that's why I'm asking for a definition of the groups. So in other words, when I see, I'm not picking on anyone, but if volleyball's having a bake sale and soccer's having a car wash and baseball's doing a car wash and they're all like one right after the other, I should be able to assume as a board member that they have all filled out the fundraising forms and that those were all approved by an administrator. There were things happening before school even started. So there's no way they filled out the forms. Do you know what I mean? And again, kids are on the side of the road. It's not looking very safe. So I just, I'm not trying to do the administrator's job. If you get a fundraising form and you think it's a good fundraiser, I'm not telling you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that overall, we're asking people for a lot of money. And I'm someone who tries to support as many fundraisers as I can. You know, I go to events, I buy tickets, I buy pies I don't need, I buy things that, I will support. It's not about support, it's just about recognizing the fact that we are utilizing a population for fundraising. They're kind of a captive audience.
Well, there's a motion and there's a second, so you have to decide.
We'll take our vote.
You wanna,
Could we just individually vote?
Should we
right?
roll call?
Yes.
Okay. Mary, please roll call.
Chairman Bondi's,
Yes.
Vice Chair Dawson,
Yes.
Secretary Sienna,
Yes.
Judy Bannon,
No.
Carolyn Candelora,
Yes.
Victoria Lanza,
Abstain.
Marcy Nafrio.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Just as a side
And I
note to
did
that.
take notes on concerns, and I will share that. I will have a conversation with council about recommendations, about definitions and things like that, of ways that we can help to, answer some of those questions that you have.
And something Judy brought up about starting in the summer before school even starts. I mean, that's done by a soccer team or a football team. That football coach or whoever it is, they should have the paperwork in the summer. Schools are open all summer long.
We get requests over the summer.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They should, there's no
Right.
reason why they shouldn't do it in the summer if they're running the fundraiser. They should still file the forms because the schools are open 12 months out of the year.
Ms. Lee
So
is
that
not
would
here
be-
this evening.
But they probably don't know.
Comment on that, so.
And
We
Judy,
can
I
talk.
appreciate
Not aware
all
of
the work and
Well-
research and.
Oh, no, it's.
But they might be
and
doing-
like I
yeah,
said,
they
I
would
would do
wanna
this
get it in
policy
before
for
I do
policy.
paperwork.
It's just that I think there's a little bit of.
Sure.
And we agree, we appreciate you being an advocate for the families and the
No
parents.
problem. Thanks.
Judy, I find that I don't need the pies, and we just give them $20 because they probably get $3 on each pie.
Yeah.
So if I give them $20, they've managed to get a lot more, and I don't have to have the pies.
Yeah.
I go to the bake sale, I don't want everything.
Selling pies.
The same thing.
The pies.
I donate my vote.
It's like Girl Scout cookies, they get like
Oh, I
a
know.
$1.40.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, let me just give you the money.
No cookies.
Because you know Ron is gonna eat them all.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, to me, it's easier.
We've all been there.
All right.
I don't
All
like
right,
it.
ACES, we don't have any minutes. Building committee,
We had the
We just did
update
it.
we just kind of did
of
it,
Lamar.
and the communication is gonna be happening. New business. Visitors and press, my favorite one. Nobody from visitors?
Someday, someone's gonna jump up.
I'd be so excited to hear what they have to say.
We're waiting anxiously. Go to the board.
I have two quick things. Oh, you
I
want
just
to
wanted
first?
to briefly mention on Monday, the 22nd at 7 p.m. at the girls' basketball game, they are presenting the 2025 Class S state champs, our softball team, with their rings. So if anybody wants to go see
That's
them
great.
and support them.
Nice.
Thank you.
And you went to the concert, didn't you?
I'm sorry?
You went to the concert?
I did. I went to the winter concert.
So did I.
At MBIS, or for MBIS, and they did a beautiful job. It is truly amazing to see the growth that they have from Totucket and lots of growth till this level.
Yes,
They did a great job.
Your daughter sits in front of my grandson.
Yes.
There you go.
And listen, any educator that'll stand in front of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders that have instruments,
Is a brave person.
they're,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Go between the band
But the
and chorus,
growth is
they were-
amazing that they made, it really is.
They did a great job.
And they look so professional. They were dressed well.
The concert
Yeah,
was
they
great.
really presented themselves so
That's
well. The
really
behavior
nice.
was
I
excellent.
like that.
They supported each other. They clapped and cheered for each other, so it was nice to see.
Cool. I just wanted to say, the Little Mermaid show, I think it was, I don't remember if it was before or after last meeting, but what an impressive show that was. The talent in the actors and well, it's actors, I guess is the proper term. It was just so impressive, and the sets and the costumes were amazing. So I just wanted to congratulate Sharon, is it Monet? I never know how to say her name, Monet, and Jackie Giamatti, because the work that they did and the way that cast came together, I was sitting there thinking, so we've got some great years coming forward.
I would add Chris Reynolds to that because the high school and their shop helped build much of that.
Oh, thank
Makes
you, I
sense.
didn't realize that. I tried to look
Yeah,
for
they
the
did
program,
the
but I'm
sets.
sorry I missed it. But it was amazing, and I was so glad that I was able to get there to see it. And last month, I neglected to thank some people. So my granddaughter, her bus was in a bus accident a bit ago, and it was before last meeting, and I really wanted to thank Joe and Scott and, let me see, who else do I have? The bus driver and the police and fire. Like, it was to her a very big deal that she still talks about today, but part of what she talks about is how everyone was there to help her. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I think Cindy probably was involved checking all the
Yeah, when
kids
they got
out.
back.
Did I miss anyone, Joe?
I don't think so.
Okay, but I just want to say, we talk a lot about the good things, but when something bad happens, everybody was right on it. So thank you to everybody that was involved in helping her through that.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Next regular Board of Education meeting is scheduled for Thursday, January 22nd, 2026.
It's a Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate.